You're watching WDSU.
Right now at 10, the Saints targeted a player and got him, trading up 7 spots in the first round. An introduction to the newest Saint in a live report from Airline Drive.
And a few showers on the radar, but your rain and storm chances going up tomorrow where we could have heavy rain. And Mike Zachhouse.
Plus, a murder suspect admits to killing and dismembering a girl. That's according to a new arrest report. The latest information in the death of Jaron Lockhart. Those stories plus breaking news right now.
On your side in Southeast Louisiana, this is WDSU News at 10.
And we'll have the latest on the Saints' first round trade in just a moment. First, though, a couple of breaking stories at this hour. At 8:08 tonight, Armstrong International Airport received a non-specific bomb threat. A non-specific bomb threat to its call center. The airport executed its security protocols, it says, and inspected all facilities. And they are almost finished with that. As a precaution, planes were kept away from the terminal. But again, around 8 o'clock tonight, a bomb threat, a non-specific bomb threat called in to Armstrong International Airport. All the necessary precautions are being taken. When we get word that all clear is at the airport, we'll let you know. Also tonight, new developments in the Jaron Lockhart case. A new arrest report says that one of the suspects in the disappearance of the French Quarter dancer admitted to killing a girl. WDSU News reporter Blake Hansen live at 10 now with what we know at this hour. Blake?
Yeah, Scott, we just had a chance just a few moments ago to look at that arrest report. At last check, Sanchez is being held in Jefferson Parish on $750,000 bond.
With the 20th pick in the 2014 NFL Draft, the New Orleans Saints select Brandon Cooks, wide receiver, Oregon State.
There it is. The Saints make a big move, and we have team coverage of it tonight. WDSU sports anchor Sharif Ishaq is live at Saints headquarters. First, though, tonight, WDSU anchor Fletcher Mackel is here with me in studio to talk about this 7-spot trade-up. Fletch?
That is right, Scott. For the 5th time since he took over as Saints general manager, Mickey Loomis continues his aggressive drafting. The Saints traded up 7 spots, trading with the Arizona Cardinals in the first round of tonight's draft, and they select Oregon State wide receiver Brandon Cooks, the newest member of the Black and Gold. Here he is, hugging Commissioner Roger Goodell and holding up the black and gold jersey. Brandon Cooks is the fastest, or was the fastest, wide receiver in college football last season. Take a look at him in action. He is number 7, wearing the orange and black uniform. He was quite the player. The Saints, of course, lost Darren Sproles, traded him away, and then released Lance Moore. A player like Brandon Cooks makes them younger and more electric, more offensive weapons for head coach Sean Payton and Drew Brees to play with. Let's take a look at some of Brandon Cooks' stats. He was the Biletnikoff Award winner last season, which goes to college football's top wide receiver. At Oregon State, he had 128 receptions for 1,730 yards and 16 touchdown passes. My colleague, sports anchor Sharif Ishaq, is at the team's facility in Metairie, where Coach Sean Payton just wrapped up a media conference. Sharif?
Yeah, Fletcher, Sean Payton said he was in a group of 3 guys that he really, really liked, but he was 7 or 8 picks away, but they had to go up and get it, Brandon Cooks, and it unfolded like the way they planned it. And hey, they went up and got a very, very important receiver that filled a need.
Well, look, he's a playmaker. He's someone that, the one thing about him that stood out is he's a tough player, both physically and mentally. You know, he's been very consistent, very durable. Obviously, he runs well, but I like his makeup with regards to his mental toughness.
I mean, I'm speechless. It's going to be amazing. A great quarterback, potential Hall of Famer in the future, so I'm excited in playing that offense.
And, of course, they lost Lance Moore and Darren Sproles during the offseason. And Cooks is pretty good in the return game. When asked Sean Payton if he can help out in the return game, he said yes, he'll try him out because he has some very, very good hands. Reporting live from Metairie, Sharif Ishaq, WDSU News.
Thank you very much, Sharif. To move up with the Arizona Cardinals, the Saints gave up their third-round draft pick this year. That's selection 91, so only one pick tomorrow, a second-round draft pick. But welcome to New Orleans, Brandin Cooks, an electric wide receiver. Mickey Loomis and Oregon State head coach Mike Riley, very good friends, so Oregon State players always seem to be linked to the black and gold. And now one of their top players will call New Orleans home.
Of course, Mike Riley used to coach with the Saints, so that helps.
And let me just go ahead and tell Scott Walker and Sharif.
What'd you say his name was, the player the Saints drafted?
Brandin Cooks, congratulations.
Wait, let's listen.
All right, Scott, time to make our picks for the Saints. I say they move up to number 19 or 20 and take Oregon State receiver Brandin Cooks.
You're kidding me. On this piece of paper during sports, I wrote, the Saints will move up from 27 to 20 and take Oregon State wide receiver Brandin Cooks. We have not talked about this.
No, we did not. If he's not there, I say Marquise Lee from USC.
I like him too. And if he is there, we're requeuing this to run at the 10 tomorrow night if the Saints draft Brandin Cooks.
You heard it first.
Right here. Who really thought it would happen, but it did. Sharif and I going into business with each other next year.
Forget Kuiper and McShay, right. Ishak and Walker.
The mock drafts from us coming next year.
Yes.
All right, thanks, Fletcher. Let's turn to weather now. On this Thursday night, as we take a live look outside over Lee Circle, it's another nice night, but things are changing, as Margaret has been detailing over the past few days. Let's check in with her for a first look at our ExactCast.
We are seeing some rain to the west. More on that in my next ExactCast.
All right, Margaret, thanks. Meanwhile, more than 1,000 volunteers took to the streets in an uptown neighborhood tonight. The group did service projects like cleaning, painting, and grass cutting on dozens of homes. WDSU reporter Gina Swanson is on your side with how the city won big this week with service and donations.
They're helping to do planting and painting seniors' yards.
Gina Swanson, WDSU News.
Neighborhood leaders in the Ferret area say this is the largest volunteer service project that has been organized in the area. In the lower Ninth Ward tonight, police are trying to find 18-year-old Joshanique Bailey and her son, Derek Groves Jr. The two were last seen in the 900 block of Maurice Street. Family members say she called her grandmother yesterday and said she would never return home, which they say is uncharacteristic of the young woman. If you have any information on Bailey's whereabouts, call New Orleans police at 821-2222. A resounding defeat for a bill that could have eventually killed the Common Core in Louisiana. The Senate Education Committee voted 6-1 against the bill, which would have created a state commission to develop Louisiana-specific content standards and associated testing. The controversial Common Core standards have been adopted by most states, but opponents say it nationalizes education, among other complaints. Supporters say it supports critical thinking and raises expectations of students. Now, an update to a story we brought you last week. The Plaquemines Parish Sheriff's Office has confirmed it is now partnering with the FBI New Orleans Civil Rights Squad to investigate a noose hanging from a willow tree with 2 Ks spray painted on it. That noose was found in the 14,000 block of Highway 23 near a cement levee embankment. Plaquemines Parish Sheriff Lonnie Greco called this behavior, quote, disheartening, unacceptable, and said it has no place in society. New information at 10 and a story we first brought you yesterday. Chalmette Refinery confirmed reports today it will stop producing conventional ethanol-free gas that goes to Southeast Louisiana gas stations. A spokesperson said it would only produce conventional gas for, quote, industry. The refinery is the biggest producer of conventional gas in Southeast Louisiana. A spokesperson said the refinery made the change in order to comply with EPA mandates. Let's check the news parish by parish tonight. WDSU anchor Camille Whitworth begins in St. Tammany.
Police in Mandeville need your help finding a female credit card thief. I'm Camille Whitworth. Log on to our website, WDSU.com, for more of my Parish by Parish reports.
Still ahead, the home of the president under lockdown for the second time this week. What prompted security concerns at the White House once again? We're coming right back. Don't go far.